What's up, guys? Mason the Rock Henderson here, and this is Gotham Season 3, Episode 7, Red Queen. This was a very good episode. Can't really say much more than that. I mean, obviously I will go into detail about it, but this was a really good episode. There's a lot of really good stuff in it, and on top of that, they kind of changed up the formula. Because this season, it's felt very much like stuff happens with Tetch, stuff happens with Gordon. In the end, Gordon saves the day. Well, in this one, we actually see that Gordon's way isn't working too well. At the end of last episode, we saw Vale got shot. Now she's upset because she figures that he told Tetch to shoot Lee to save Lee. And so she thinks, oh, you're in love with her. And so she's done with him. Lee sees it as, she agrees with Vale that, Jim said to shoot her to save her. Her husband or fiance doesn't really agree with that, but she's kind of with Jim, but at the same time, she doesn't feel for him. So it's kind of like it's very hard to tell exactly what she's thinking. At one point, I feel like maybe there's still feelings, but on the other hand, I feel like Jim sees that they have a good thing going, her and her fiance, and so it's kind of like he's trying to push her away, type thing. I don't know. It's very weird. It's kind of a love triangle, so it's not really working very well. We'll see where it goes, though. And so all of this is going on, and I half expected Jim to still step in and save the day at the end, because they're kind of, Barnes is pushing him away, like, you need to leave, you're not a part of this investigation, you're not a part of the GCPD. And so I'm thinking, okay, so Jim's going to do something off the books, do something completely illegal, and then come in and save the day at the last minute. No. Tetch manages to incapacitate him and make him go down like a little kind of hallucination / memory lane type thing. And it does end up helping him in the end, because I think he manages to discover some truths about himself. And then Barnes and the GCPD step in and save the day, which is not something that you normally see in this show. Most of the time, it's Jim steps in, saves the day. This is the first time we've seen Jim, his way is not working. It works to an extent. He manages to stop some people, but for the most part, the past few episodes, Tetch has been getting the better of him because he's trying to do it all alone. And so we finally see now the GCPD manages to step in, and they're the ones that get the job done because they're the ones doing the job correctly. So I think this is the turning point for Jim, where he finally realizes he needs to be a part of the GCPD. He asked Barnes for his job back at the end of it, and it was a good episode. I mean, the hallucinations, first of all, it was very well shot. I mean, I talked about when Tetch was mind controlling people, you could see by the camera work just how effective it was. Like, they did a very good job of showing that. And the hallucinations, once again, very good job of showing kind of the mind twist going on in his head. It was a very well shot episode as far as that goes. And, we learned some stuff about Jim. We got to see him going through some issues back in the day, going through the war, it looked like. And it shows kind of where he's coming from. It shows why he wants to be alone. And ultimately ends with him seeing his father, and now he kind of gets the you need to stand up talk from his father that we've seen several times before. But it was well worded. I thought, the way they handled it was very well. The fact that it was in the car and we got to see kind of what happened to his dad. I'm pretty sure we had heard that before, but now seeing it, it's kind of a reminder. And he tells him, look at the ring, remember the code of the Gordons. And so he looks at it, remembers the phrase, as long as we breathe, we will defend, which is, I love that. That's a brilliant line. And then on top of that, we see, what's-her-face, the masked lady, Catherine. She's talking to a guy wearing the same ring, so either it's his dad or his dad was working for those people. We'll see. I don't really know where they're going with it. I feel like it would be way too obvious for it to be his father is still alive and that's who's been working in the background. I don't know. It would be like, oh, now Jim has a personal reason to want to stop the bad guys. But I don't know. It just feels way too DC to, oh, so-and-so is still alive. Awesome. I don't know. It just wouldn't work out for me. I feel like the twist would be kind of weak. And at this point, you showed us the ring, which means we know there's a connection there. But to have it be his father would just be way too obvious. So I really hope it's not his father. I hope we find out, though, that his father was working with these people, and that's where he got the ring. That would be a bit more interesting. But aside from the Jim storyline, we've also got the Bruce storyline. He's on his first date with Selena, sets up everything, she doesn't show up, and he's down, and then she shows up really late, and they kind of talk about their little relationship. It's funny, it's quirky, it's just kind of thrown in there. We've got Nygma and Cobblepot and the new Kristen, their little storyline. Cobblepot finds out about this girl and gets jealous, and so just like a high school teenage drama, because we really need that in a show about monsters and Bruce becoming Batman and Jim becoming the commissioner of the GCPD. We need some high school teenage drama where, oh my gosh, he got jealous and so now he's trying to make her think that this guy is not good for her, and oh my gosh, it's just incredible. Oh, I really wanted to slap somebody in the face so hard because of how stupid this storyline is. And the thing is, somebody said last week when I talked about the whole, like they're making the homosexual thing a big deal in all of these DC shows right now. They said that pretty much this is going to be the storyline that starts Cobblepot down his path of evil again. Really? We're going to make him having a crush on another guy, and that guy deciding he likes this girl. That's going to be the reason that Penguin becomes the Penguin? I need a minute. Okay, I'm done thinking about it. It's stupid. It is stupid as hell. I mean, this episode should have been proof enough. Whenever he's like, oh, I'm jealous, so now I'm gonna go talk to this girl, tell her that he just got out of Arkham Asylum, and that's gonna make her not want to see him. Ooh, I'm so clever. Ooh, really? This is Disney Channel stuff. Like, oh, I'm jealous. I'm gonna go tell them something that they don't know yet. Why are we doing this? This is Gotham, for crying out loud. This is the only problem I've had through the past few episodes, is this whole storyline. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't fit with the characters. It doesn't fit with the story in general. It just kind of feels like, oh, let's do this. It doesn't fit at all. And it's frustrating to watch. And then on top of that, because of course, it doesn't work, because she seems a little crazy too, she hears all of this, tells Nygma, I don't care, and then Penguin walks in on them making out, and so he's all like, oh, this is stupid! This is really stupid, and it's pissing me off, because I don't want to see these characters go through stupid high school drama right now. I want to see them doing badass stuff. This is not anywhere near badass. So, that's frustrating to watch. It's frustrating to deal with. Hopefully the storyline doesn't continue much longer. Hopefully, like, within the next couple episodes, Penguin just decides, I'm going to kill her. That sets them off, and so now they hate each other, and so now they're back to being evil. And if that's where they're going with this, you could have done it so much better. You could have done so many different things. You could have done Nygma gets distracted by this girl, and so now that's why Penguin hates this girl. Not because he has feelings for Nygma and, oh, he's jealous of that now. No, it could have just been he needs Nygma as his chief of staff, and then Nygma gets distracted by this girl, fails in some of his duties as chief of staff, makes Penguin's mayoral campaign start to run downhill, and then that's why Penguin hates this girl. That would have been a better storyline. It would have made more sense. It would have fit with these characters more. What they're doing now is just plain stupid. It does not fit with the tone of the show at all. And then the final storyline is, of course, Tetch and his plan to sort of get back at Gotham for what they did to Alice. First of all, he gets the Red Queen stuff from this guy who, thank goodness, was not in the episode very long, because while some of these actors portray their characters just brilliantly, I mean, the guy playing Jervis Tetch is really good. I mean, some of his deliveries have just been exquisite, and then sometimes I'm just like, that was not as crazy as I wanted it to be. But, I mean, he's kind of gone back and forth between complete insanity of Jervis Tetch and then kind of like the thinking, methodical, hypnotist type person. So I love the duality of his character. But this guy that he gets the Red Queen stuff from very clearly belongs in like a cheesy Nickelodeon movie, like Ninja Turtles. He would have fit perfectly in that movie. I didn't see it, but from the previews that I saw, he would have fit perfectly in that movie. Um, so thank goodness he wasn't in it very long because he was just kind of annoying to listen to. But Tetch gets this stuff to use on Jim to make sure he's incapacitated for his plan. He goes and gets Alice, drains her of her blood, and uses that to try to poison like the heads of Gotham that were all coming together for Penguin's meeting thing. And so, of course, like I said, the GCPD steps in and save the day last minute. But all the while, we see Barnes is slowly losing it. He sees what's going on. He feels the strength. He knows that his mind is kind of cracking a little bit. But it's like, I think because of what's going on with his strength, the fact that he can walk again without the crutch, the fact that he feels stronger, I feel like it's almost kind of addicting for him. And it kind of makes me think of the I think it's Venom, the stuff that makes Bane who he is, the stuff that makes him super strong but a little bit crazy. It's almost kind of addicting because you feel the power and you don't want to give up the power even though you're kind of losing your mind to it. So I think that's where they're going with this. If so, it's a good storyline because they're not really saying that. They're just they're showing Barnes realizing stuff, realizing he's getting stronger, but also realizing he's losing his mind a little bit. And you can see kind of the battle going on within him at times, where he wants to say something, but at the same time, I don't want to lose this strength. I don't want to lose the ability to walk. So I like where they're going with it, and ultimately Jervis realizes what's going on whenever he's beating the crap out of him. He's like, "You've got my sister and you too, don't you?" and starts cackling. So I feel like Jervis is probably going to let Jim in on this information because nobody else knows. But we'll see where it's going. It's a nice little setup. This entire episode is a nice setup for the rest of the season, including the information that Jim's dad is connected somehow to these people in the background. All of it's really good setup, except for the Penguin and Nygma stuff. I mean, that is the only thing that frustrates me in this episode, because, like I said, it doesn't feel like a good fit for the show or their characters. So, hopefully that doesn't take too much longer. I'm hoping that will just kind of run its course and be done with, and then we can move on to other better stuff. But right now, the rest of it is really good, and I'm really getting excited to see where they're going with this season. So let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. What did you like and dislike about this episode? Let me know. We can talk about and discuss all that good stuff. Leave a like and subscribe for future Gotham reviews, and I'll see you at the next one. Peace out.